Hello, good morning, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Infinity session. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll be starting the session after Mangala ma'am's beautiful song. Hi, Mangala ma'am. Namaste. Welcome to our session.
Namaste, everyone. Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, ma'am. ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದೃಢ ಭಕ್ತಿ ನಿನ್ನಲಿ ಬೇಡಿ ನಾ ಅಡಿಗೆ ರಘುವೇನಯ್ಯ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾಡಿ ದೃಢ ಭಕ್ತಿ ನಿನ್ನಲಿ ಬೇಡಿ ನಾನ್ ಅಡಿಗೆ ರಘುವೇನಯ್ಯ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾಡಿ ಕಡೆಗಣ್ಣಲೇ ಕೆನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಬಿಡುವೆ ಕೊಡು ನಿನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನವ ಮನಶುಚಿ ಮಾಡಿ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಮೊರೆ ಹೊಕ್ಕವರ ಕಾಯ್ವ ಬಿರುದು ಎನ್ನ ಮರೆಯದಿರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು ಮೊರೆ ಹೊಕ್ಕವರ ಕಾಯ್ವ ಬಿರುದು ಎನ್ನ ಮರೆಯದಿರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸಿರಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನು ಪೊರೆದು ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. You're on mute.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that beautiful song. Yeah, you always come and bless us with your beautiful voice every week. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So welcome everyone back to the session, and we'll be having an amazing speaker joining us soon. So we will start our session, the Infinity Weekly session, and it's a space, it's a platform which we have created where we are all coming together every week, meditating together, listening to experiences, experiments by great masters around the world. So we keep meeting every week and we meditate together, and in that group meditation we are trying to connect with ourselves, connect with the oneness in ourselves, and we are dropping all our responsibilities, we are dropping all the roles we play in our daily life. We are just being with ourselves, and that is why in the word infinity, if you see, we have dropped all the ones, all the I's, and we have replaced it with ones. So this week we have an amazing speaker joining us, Radika ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for joining our session. And
Hi.
hello, hi, good evening.
Hi.
A brief introduction about her. She is a founder of Sessions with Radhika's and has co-founded Sacred Goddess Tribe of Mystical Moon and Conscious Creators Academy. She's also created a wonderful program, Certified Quantum Crystal Practitioner Program with Pari Patri, whom she considers as a mentor and soul sister. Along with all this, she is an active part and core team member of PSSM Global. She's a motivational speaker, mindset rewiring coach, energy intuitive medium channel, pyramid master, oracle or tarot card counselor, dowsing expert, conscious writer, and a poet. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining us, madam. And our sessions are usually two parts. One is the meditation. We do a group meditation for around 30 to 40 minutes, and then we get into the interactive session. So I would kindly request you to guide us into that meditation today.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rishmi, for having me here. Thank you to the whole team for having me here today. And without further ado, let's start with meditation now. I would request everyone to sit in a comfortable position. For a few moments, we'll just try to connect with who we are within, just the silence within. Simply be one with your breath. Do not open your eyes and know that you are in a safe space. Be one with your gentle, natural, regular breath. Before we begin with meditation, along with music, it is my hearty request to everyone to connect with your breath today in silence. Sound or nad is something that is born out of silence. So let's go into nad vyom or nad shunyata, and let's connect with this sunyata completely, with ease and in all beingness, knowing that everything can be taken care of. You are in a safe space. For next 1 minute or 2 minutes, we shall meditate together in silence.
Prince, please continue to be with your breath. Please continue to be with your breath and enjoy the silence within. Please continue to be with your breath and enjoy the silence within. Please continue to be with your breath and enjoy the silence within. Please continue to be with
Do not open your eyes and just be one with your gentle, natural, beautiful breath. Do not be disturbed by the external, and rather go inwards. Knowing that everything is taken care of. There is no worry and there is no hurry. With each breath in, you're breathing in the prana, the chi, and with each breath out, you're breathing out all the negativity, and so it is. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Without rubbing your palms, keep your palms on your eyes gently. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just simply absorb all the happiness and the joy and open your eyes when you're ready. And give yourself a huge round of applause. Thank you so much for being here with me and for surviving through the internet glitches. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, ma'am. It was beautiful, beautiful meditation. Yeah, internet glitches happen. We just don't worry and don't hurry about it.
No, I'm not worried at all. Actually, I'm very used to of this, especially when I've been feeling high energies around. It always happens because technology has issues with high energy and high vibration. So I had to literally sit with my laptop and tell it, guy, my dear
Yeah.
guy, you have to be with me in this. So I think it happened. So I'm happy that it happened and I'm here. I hope I'm clearly audible and my voice is crystal clear that there is no, I mean, it's not low or anything and I'm audible.
It is audible to me. I hope it's the same with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since I'm supposed to speak a lot about myself today, it'll be really nice if I could see some faces because it'll be very weird
Yes.
to just talk myself about myself. So, yeah, whenever you're ready, because I want to keep it a little interactive.
This is an interactive session, ma'am. We want to know more about you.
Yes.
So I know you have a lot of practices, lot of expertise in different areas. I'm really confused where to start. So to begin with, can you please share like how your spiritual journey began? Was there any particular moment or event which triggered it?
There was not one moment or one thing that triggered it. So is this going to be like a Q&A session? I will love
Mostly
it.
yes. Mostly yes.
Lovely, lovely. Oh, I was like, okay, I have to just sit there and just talk about myself, what I'll do. Okay. So I think I was born a little like with a dented left brain. I was born 35, is what my mother used to say, and she always used to say, "You're the black sheep in the family," because I was very different from the children my age. When a 5-year-old child would be, crying for a chocolate on the road, I would be asking questions like why there is no equality between men and women, and why, because I went to a marriage perhaps, and I was a little girl, and I don't know, I don't know, I could sit through that marriage, and that person, the pandit, basically said, whatever, that, have like, may you be blessed with a boy child. And while I have a lot of respect for men, I just poked him. It's like, why not women? Like, why not? Why the person, they should not have a baby girl? I think I was 7 or something, 5 or 7, I don't remember. And then the next thing I tell him is that, if my mom wasn't here, I wouldn't be here, and if I'm not here, the next generation will not come. And that guy is just looking at my face, and he said to my mother that, please, like, I mean, she's Lakshmi, I don't know, I will. And I think that was that day that he stopped saying. He would always then bless people with, have a healthy child. So I mean, so that those were the incidents. I mean, I also realized that there was something different about me. I think it was somewhere I was 11 years old when I first realized that I had another sense, which was not just the five senses that I was sleeping, eating, seeing, whatever, or tasting or smelling. It was a very random thing where I could find something that my mom had hidden in the fridge, and I saw it with my open eyes that it was hidden in the fridge. And because I'm a child, right? So obviously, I will be taught as a child that I had a power. If there would be not big things, would be small thing. But for me as a child, as an 11-year-old, it was a big thing that something my mom had hid, and I just closed my eyes and I could see her hand and putting whatever she was putting in the fridge, and I was like, okay, there's something new. And then I shared it with my mother, and then she told me that that was the time when she made me understand that there's something beyond than just what you see. And then I think the journey continued, and it was back in, and I think there were phases when I used to get the hits. Okay, there's something different. But it was only in 2015 when I realized, okay, there was this path. And then realizing the fact that it was not that I was not experiencing spirituality per se, but it was just realization and awareness that who I am truly and what I'm here to do and what I'm meant to do. So yeah, it's been a journey. It's been quite a journey. So thank you for asking that question.
Nice. Yeah, wonderful. Like it is different. Like you are still remembering the childhood and
Right.
those things. I mean, I cannot remember beyond a certain stage, but it is beautiful that you can still connect to those memories. So, as I was telling in your introduction, you have a lot of expertise in different areas. So, being an energy intuitive medium or a tarot card counselor and all, how do you use those skills or expertise in when you're working with your clients?
Um, if I can be brutally honest, all of those things are mere gimmicks. It's a big stage and you have to don many hats. For me, I see them as toffees and chocolates for people to come into meditation, because my end goal is all my clients, at least 80 to 85% of them are PSSM meditators today. Or those are the people from PSSM, from Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, those who will approach me for my, for those things. Um, but yes, I mean, in my day-to-day life, I think all of those things have come in handy, because what I've realized is they're also an extension of me somewhere. It's not that I have learned something, because if somebody would ask, yes, I've got certifications and whatnot, but it's like it's just few of my lives that have come back to me. What I have learned in so many past lives is coming to me right now, and I'm also experiencing that in this human form. But the only thing that I have learned, and all thanks to Patriji for that, because I think if he wasn't there, I wouldn't be here today, sitting and talking about all of this. So all credits to him, and I proudly and happily do it. Only because of the foundation being so strong that I can meditate, that I can sit and meditate, I can close my eyes and meditate. I think I can do all those other things as well. So.
Yeah, beautiful. So being a channeling and that energy medium, right? Does it help when you're guiding them? Like when you're, even if you're teaching them a meditation or solving one of your clients' problem, does having these skills, does that help you? How
Mm,
does it help?
I if to simplify this, I would not call them skills. Those are
Okay.
just the, and I think I will call those superpowers, and all of us have it. Some people
Mm.
realize it in a different manner, and some people realize it in a different manner. Like there's a very dear friend of mine, and she just wrote something, and I want to re-quote her. And she said that we are all intuitive, but not all intuitive people are meant to be the guides of the channels. But that doesn't make anyone less or more than the other person. It's just that everybody has a different purpose. So yes, it does help. And also to as to answer your question, to solve problems, I'm not here to solve anybody's problem. I think I'm only here to enable them, to empower them, and to tell them that no Radhika is required for their empowerment. They are self-empowered, they're self-realized people, and only because they're self-realized, they can come to a PSSM master and ask for their help. And as a PSSM master, I can also go to them and ask for help. So it is just that we are all friends and we are helping each other in whatever way we can. We are trying to pull each other up in whatever way we can. And yes, we do use certain certain designation to us, because yes, we are introducing ourselves. Because sir said it is very important. Sir always said the ego part where we have an identity, where we're able to tell in this human form who we are. It is very important for the other person to know, because and I truly believe in him. Like, I am able to share my experience, and it is only through experiences that we learn from one another. So that is also a part of experience, where I'm able to channel those, those that wisdom that I have from many births, that I'm able to bring it forth and help someone or enable someone. And I know in turn, those people are helping me also, because I am remembering something that I did not even know before, that it was there already. So yeah.
I know, yeah. And it is very, I mean, I'm very curious because I read so many of your introduction. There are very, very unique names and all, because dowsing, I know it's an ancient technique, like
Yes.
you figure out water or underground objects, metals and all that.
Yes.
But in modern world, right, how do you use that technique? Like,
um so dowsing is not just, so for the first thing that we need to understand is that anything and everything is mere an extension of us. So for
hmm,
example, and this is something that I had, okay, so if you go back to a 2019 interview that I had with Pari Patri, so I asked her a question and she says, Radhika, what, like, and something related to meditation, something, I do not remember the question, but I remember her answer. She said, why do you have a refrigerator at your house? You can simply pick up a glass and have water, like, but when it is heat, when it is hot, you need that fridge for that water to cool down a bit, and when you have that sip of cold water, you feel nice. Or maybe you have that, that earthen pot, natural way of cooling the water. Why to have it? It's again a tool. So similarly, dowsing or any dowsing material that you have, even your hand can act as a dowsing thing. But you have to have that practice. So you can just hold your fingers like this and you can ask the question and you can do. I mean, I'm not going to get into the technique right now, but I'm saying that even your hands. And I think for me, I proudly call myself a practicing witch. And when I say witch, people go, oh, what are you even talking about? It is the most, like how you call doctors in ancient times, the shamans, the witches were the ones who were taking they're the earth. We are all witches and wizards. You are a witch. Anyone who is a master is a witch, is a wizard, is a miraculous being. When we start, attaching thought patterns with words, is where we fail as masters, is where we are just stuck in this human body, not realizing the true purpose and what we are here to do. So all of this is extension of me. And when I'm using a tool, I'm only channeling who I am. And it is not just me. So I am using I am you, is because of course we are limited in our vocabulary. But as one conscious unit, if I'm able to douse for someone, is also because I have the permission from the guides, from their guides and my guides, and I have the permission from the universe to be able to become that meaning. So if to find a metal, I'm not an expert in finding a medal from, or finding the water through that particular device. But yes, I do have expertise in finding energy leaks through the
hmm.
dowsing rods, or through that pendulum. I can get the answers, is my expertise. Because even in tarot, or even in dowsing, or even in pyramids, or spiritual science, there is a lot. It's a plethora of all. I might know everything, but might not expertise. I might not have the expertise in every single thing that of that particular thing. So I'm also learning as I'm going forward in this journey.
Yeah, that is a beautiful explanation. Yes, I was very curious, like, how are you using that? And I mean, it is a very ancient technique. That's what I have heard about it.
Yes.
So it was very, very, very interesting to know that you can use that to find that energy fields. And I've seen in movies and all, people using pendulum to identify the energy spots and all.
It
Yeah,
happens.
so,
I have actually found energy spots with the pendulum. I have,
wow.
even if you use a pendulum over your hand, and the clockwise or the anti-clockwise direction will help you to see. What is sad though is people with half-baked knowledge doing things which they shouldn't be doing, and selling their businesses. So I was very clear when I got into this. I was like, I am remembering something very sacred to myself, because I have lived all of those lives as a man or as a woman, that doesn't matter. I go gender neutral here. but all the wisdom, all the lessons that I have learned and have come to me today, and I'm able to use them again, I am merely grateful. And it wouldn't have happened again. I want to reiterate, if I was not a meditator, I don't think so I could do half of what I'm doing. That
Yeah.
answers that I get so easily, or that energy that happens, like I meet a person, I see a person, I'm like, okay, this is the first and the last time I'm meeting this person, or if I have to continue any relationship, I know how much to talk. Or if I meet a person, I'm like, oh my god, for life, this is done and said for. So if I'm able to do that, if I was not a meditator, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I think after every answer, I'm going to keep saying, if you're not meditating, everything else, it just ceases to exist. There's no point of doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what you were saying during a meditation, right? The answers are around us. It is just we who
Yes,
have to connect to that
correct,
answer.
correct.
Yeah, throw the question to the universe and see if you can connect to the answers, right? Yeah. So coming to your sessions with Radhika, what was that inspiration for starting something like that?
All so, um I always wanted to share who I am, right? So I was like, why not have a public forum to be able to share what I am doing today? Again, the basic foundation of that sessions of Radhika was meditation, that I wanted to teach people meditation in my own way. So while I was also, and I will continue to volunteer for PSSM, and I will always be that PSSM master, going to places maybe and teaching meditation. But I also wanted to go to a niche where, people still have, it's very funny, it's not the rural people who have problem in learning meditation. It is the people who are thinking that they're in a very high, and it is all about money, right? Money plays the game here. Now people don't understand the energy of money also. It's little sad somehow. But people who think that they are a little class apart or whatever, they have more fear than a person sitting in a hut and meditating with no thoughts whatsoever. So so for me, I wanted to cut that barrier and tell people that meditation is as simple as breathing, as simple as eating, as simple as bathing. um and yes, I definitely added the tools that I was getting, that if there was any messages coming in, I was sharing that. So I think it grew. Sessions with Radhika also grew with time. And how I got the idea, I always had that within me. And one day it just happened. It went down the floor because the inspirations kept coming in, and it just kicked the floor and it happened. So it was just like how I was during the meditation, I said, the epiphany will happen, that one thought will come, that memory will happen. So I think it was just that epiphany, and I knew I had to do that.
Mm. So can you explain like what happens in one of those sessions, if you don't mind?
Sorry, I didn't get your
Like,
question.
how does that session look like, that sessions with Radhika, right? Typically, how do you
So it's
do?
more like so I call it sessions with Radhika, because if somebody was to book a session with me per se for tarot or something, then that is it's very
Okay.
person to person. It is very individualistic thing that I do. But the name per se was because whatever I'm sharing, a quote perhaps, or whatever because I'm also a writer and the writing flows. Sometimes I'm sharing a poem, or sometimes I'm sharing a quote, or sometimes sharing a reel, or whatever it is. So I was like, even in those bits, it's one session happening for a person who's reading it, because there's
Okay.
something changing. For me, I knew that maybe not everyone will understand what I'm writing, because when I was meditating and when it came that I had to bring a lot of peace and joy and healing through my written work, I also had this. I was very clear about the fact that not everyone will understand, or not everyone will appreciate. And I'm not even here to take any appreciation or credit for the work that is being done. I am merely doing it because it is my purpose to do what I need to do. That is why if you go to that page, there are no
Mm.
million followers, or there's no blue tick or whatever. But I know the people who need to see it, the people who are meant to see it, it will reach them. So that is the whole reason why it was named as Sessions with That.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. Yeah, very, very unique. It is usually there'll be some very catchy names for any programs, right? This was very simple sessions with Radhika. Yeah, so I also read about your sacred goddess tribe of mystical moon sisters. So what is that community? What is the vision for that community?
Very simple. Women have forgotten that they are more than just being a woman in this human suit. They're more than just being a mother or a teacher or a wife or a sister or a daughter or whatever it is. Sometimes we enclose ourselves so much in the relations that we have in our lives, or the duties that we have, or the responsibilities that we have, or just the gender itself, that we forget to live, we forget to breathe, and we forget that we also exist and we need that time to just disengage from the hullabaloo of whatever is happening around us every day. So the idea that, and it is not me, it's just not me, it's Pari basically. And the moment the things happened, I knew that if I had I wanted to do all of that, but the materialization happened physically when she came into my life. And obviously all of that was also orchestrated. So when she met, when I met her, that first interview, and I went back to sir running, sir, I interviewed Pari, and he just looked at me and he's like, oh, ho gaya. And I'm like, as if he knew that was meant to happen. And that day I was little flabbergasted, like, what did he even say? And he's like, okay, very good, you have done the work, now go and speak to ma'am about it. So he just, and it was in Kartal, it was in DMC that this happened in 2019. And I went to Swarnamala ma'am and I told her, and she was very interested, she was so intrigued, and she was listening as to my whole experience, how the interview went and everything. But at the back of my mind, I just couldn't get off sir's expression as to why did he say what he said, right? Every story has a story, has a story behind it. And then in 2020, I started working for Global. The project came to me through dear friends and through dear masters, and again the orchestration was happening. And one day I just simply texted her something, and she said, you do not need, you do not need that, you need me as your as the mentor in your life. I'm like, oh my god, what is happening right now? I was completely zoned out, and it just kick started with her. And the first thing she tells me is, the day you sat with me for that interview, Radhika, I knew that you're going to work with me. I just knew you will be working with me and we'll be working together. And then it started with Jules, a very dear friend of ours. We used to do moon gatherings with her first for a year. And then we decided that because she was occupied, she was doing her own work, then we decided we have to take it forward. So that is how the whole Mystical Moon Sisters came into being. And then the idea remained the same. Every new moon and full moon, we would gather together, because that is, every woman works with the moon. Our cycles come with the moon, not just
Yeah.
women also, it's everyone. But yes, women have a very different affinity with the moon, because our cycle per se, the menstrual cycle, the periods are very synced with the moon. So if you're starting your periods on a full moon or a new moon or a waning moon or a waxing moon, everything has a scientific reason behind it. So we wanted women to be aware that it is not just why you are here, but the reason behind everything that you're doing, why your periods are coming, why you are the one who carries a baby in your womb, why it is that you're suffering sometimes, or what is the experience so everything just unfolded with that. So we brought in a lot of expansion for women, for that matter, and we continue to do that as well. And recently we had a retreat in Dehradun with all women, and of
Oh,
course, the only thing that why I love working with Pari is, no matter what we are doing, the meditation continues to be the foundation of everything that we're doing. PSSM continues to be the foundation of everything we are doing. But yeah, I mean, that is how we're going about it. And I think even if we are able to touch one woman, one single woman, we've done our work.
yeah, what you said is true, right? As women, you have a lot of roles to play: daughter, wife, mother,
Yeah,
and you're working, you're an employee. There are a lot of responsibilities. It is always a juggle between all these
correct,
roles and responsibilities.
correct.
We sometimes keep ourselves aside, like, okay,
Yes,
we'll take care of it when I'm
yes,
free. Yeah, so that self-care, self-love is
yeah,
important. And I feel as women, as you said, like we are connected to the cycles and the menstrual cycle and everything. There are a lot of mood swings and changes which happen within our body. Sometimes we don't even take care, like we don't think.
hmm,
I have noticed like my mood swings are always connected with that. I get
hmm,
hyper, I got very down and all these things. So I didn't
correct,
know about this before, but now I can sense it. When it starts itself, I can sense it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you answered one of the questions I had. Like I wanted to ask whether this session is it like a group meditation with women, and do you have any age group for that people who join those sessions, or it is open to anyone?
So the sessions, there are paid sessions, there are free sessions, of course, and the age group is always above 16 years of age, because for a
Okay.
woman to be able to understand that part, they have to be at least there has to be some maturity, and there is no age bar per se. I mean, even a 85-year-old woman can join, and it is okay with us. But also to answer why the moon, why it is so important, why also Sir always said that we must meditate on a full moon. And I'm sorry, I know maybe
Mhm.
I'm deviating from the topic, but I want to share this. Our body is more than 70% water. And if we know that when the moon is full, there are high tides, right? And similarly, that is why emotions get very heightened during the full moons. It is very calm or very in a very expansive state when it's a new moon. It's in a very creative moon, creative on the creative side on a waning or a waxing moon. It depends on women or from woman to woman. Some women feel very creative during a waning moon. Some women feel very creative during the waxing moon. So it is, it is very individualistic thing. So I'm not gonna tag here, but yes, the new moon and the full moon has a particular property, because during the new moon the waves are low. It's a low tide phase. The full moon is a high tide phase, and that is why our emotions are also going up and down that way. So that's why it's very important. Everything is scientific. I mean, you can make it all woo woo if you close your eyes and, like, we become an ostrich. Like, I will put my head in the ground and I cannot see. That is why the danger is I can be ignorant, right? We are all ostriches because we do not, it is there, but we do not want to see it. We want to tag everything as woo, because why? Everything that we are doing now is a very comfortable zone, and we do not want to come out of that comfortable zone. We want to be in that. We can be in a, so in a very different manner. It is not it is not related to a gender, any gender, whether a man or a woman. We will choose and continue to be in an abusive relationship, in a toxic relationship, because it is a comfort zone, rather than breaking that comfort zone, feeling the pain, and actually going towards a new relationship that brings new horizon. And this relationship is not romantic, so to speak. It can be any relationship, whether with your parents, whether with your colleagues, whether with your friends, whether with your partner, that for that matter, or your siblings, anyone, or your relationship with self. And it's a very deep, if we really reflect as mirrors, like if we stand in front of a mirror and start talking to oneself, and we'll be able to see the depths of where this is coming from. And I think the only key that we can turn in our head is just that awareness and understanding and acceptance of who we are, and then seeing from a newer picture. Okay, there is more than meets the eye. So
Yeah.
everything, I think all of this led to what we do. So yeah, it's a good thing. There is no age bar per se, but yes, a girl who's more than 16 years of age, for her to be able to understand what we are
Yeah.
doing. Yeah, but yeah, we have a lot of future goals. And also, one thing that I want to say is, we are not empowering any woman. It is not
Mm.
about women empowerment. We might use that word sometimes, but I want to tell each and everyone that we're already very empowered. We choose or not choose to see it is where we lack or we become abundant. It's all about how we see ourselves. That's so there is no women empowerment that we are doing, but yes, we are definitely enabling the sisters, our moon goddesses, our beautiful goddesses, that you are the goddess. What you're seeking outside is just you. It's you. And this message is also extended to all the brothers, to all the men out there, because they're beautiful entity. It's a balance. No, we need the yin and we need the yang. It
Yeah.
can't be complete without the either. So yeah.
Yeah, I've read about and attended one of the Devi Circle by
Beautiful.
Anand Karnesh ji.
Ji,
So
ji,
he
ji.
was visiting us in North Carolina and he did a session here. And it was very different, like sitting with women and making
Yeah.
circles and talking about what you felt. It
Mm.
opens up. Sometimes some feelings which you have inside, you're scared to talk to somebody else, even if it's your husband or your mother. You don't want to talk about that because it is very private and very personal to us. But in that group, we were able to share that. And I
Correct.
just did one session and it felt so much of difference. So when you're talking about this group, this community, I felt it is somewhat like in line with the same thing what he is also doing. And he talks in his book about everybody being a goddess and God, right? So it's the same thing. Like it is beautiful. And while you are explaining that, you mentioned Pari as your mentor, and I know you consider her as your soul sister too. So how was that association and how did it? I know you created that program, Certified Quantum Crystal Practitioner program. So, how did you come up with that along with Pari?
So I think one thing led to the other of me realizing. So when I say that, I feel she's my soul sister is because I know we have had many past lives together, many
Mm.
past lives together. Because to be able to work so closely with the guru or with the guru's family is not an easy task, and I'm not putting myself in a pedestal. I know that I've grinded myself a lot, and it is not easy. I mean, it it might look like very fancy, but it's not, because when you're getting your toes and your hands dirty, it takes time to be able to create something like that, because there's a lot of blood and sweat that goes into it. um, she is the ideator, she ideates and I'm the one who executes. So she's the ideator, I'm the executor. So that is, I think, that this bond works really well. Sometimes and sometimes we both ideate and we both execute. But yeah, the I mean, there is no set role, but I think it's very easy to work with her, because I think we are very similar in our patterns. It's very similar into as to how her, where it's I know maybe it's too much to say, but sometimes I'm completing her sentence. She just will speak what I'm thinking. So it's very easy to be with her. Uh,
Mm.
Before her, I was just trying to find myself, and it's not that I'm not trying to attach my identity with her, or it's like she's incomplete without me, or I'm incomplete without her. It's not like that. Is that when you have a purpose and when you find a partner to fulfill that purpose together, I think that is where everything aligns. Yeah, that's the whole story. That is how easy it was to create or co-create everything with her. And it will continue to be.
Yeah. We met her during, I mean, like how you have DMC in India and Kattal, we have started with DMCs in US.
Yes, of course.
And we had one in Dallas in 2023, and we had one 2 months back in Raleigh.
Correct.
So we met her, and it was she's full of energy, lot of ideas, and lot of. It's like we are talking to our own mirror. Like sometimes whatever thought is there inside you, she just asks the question back to us, and you're like stunned. How did she know that I was thinking about it? It's amazing. I know what you're telling. Like you start a sentence and she finishes it for you. Yeah. So. Is that program, it's like a online session or is it like in-person program?
I mean, for the longest time, it has been a little on the it's been on the back pedal, because a lot of events have been happening constantly,
Mhm.
physical or offline. But yeah, whenever it is happening, we do tell our community, we do keep them in loop, okay, that there's a full moon or a new moon happening soon. But yes,
Mhm.
there is more that is coming for sure, because our whole idea is to be able to serve and to be able to create the abundance that is required to be able to serve, because there are a lot of pyramid masters who've been working um, day in and day out to bring the mission and vision of what Patriji had in his mind. And tomorrow happens to be his birthday, his name day. So day in day out people are working with. There has to be an experiment that has to come, a new meditator has to come, the mission should keep going. Who's the next person who needs to be plant based, who needs to understand spiritual science more, who needs to understand the sacred geometry more, or the science of pyramid more. So I mean, a lot goes into it. Charity is not always donating money to a cancer institute. The idea is to have no cancer institute in future, because everybody is and I might be coming out very bold right now, but all the diseases are being created by us. It is not prevalent. Mother Earth will never, anything that comes from Mother Earth will not give you any disease. It will not give you cancer. It will not give you AIDS. It will not give you any life threatening or any such ailment. And if you're born with it, sometimes, okay, also people have this habit of putting everything on, kuch karam kara hoga, burai karam kara hoga, something, you must have done something wrong. The person will feel as if, they shouldn't have been born only. Let that person be. Stop preaching what you do not understand. And I'm, you know, even, and I have started refraining from saying something if I have not read about it, if I do not know about it, if I have less knowledge about it, I will shut up. I will just shut my mouth and I will not speak about it. Or I'll tell the person, I will come back to you with more information on this. Karma theory is it's very big. It's too vast. Um, Sometimes people just take it in their blueprint for their soul growth. It has nothing to do with their karmic baggage. They might have been the most pious souls in all their lives, and they just took that lesson because they just got bored. It's just too much good has been happening. Let me have this. How will my soul evolve? Literally, if we read people like Eco Bodine, if we read people like Robert Schwartz, if we read people like Sylvia Brown, for that matter, they speak about past lives, they speak about in between lives, they speak about blueprints, they speak about very advanced science that will go just zoom if you're not a meditator, if you're not meditating, if you're not in a aware state. So I think everything is interconnected, and if you're able to work with a certain group, if you're able to work with a certain person, if you're able to be in a if you're able to meet and be with a certain person, it's because your energy and vibration is matching the vibration energy of the other person. So I think it all boils down to energy, frequency, and vibration, as Nikola Tesla would say.
Yeah, I know we always tend to blame it on karma, right? Like the past life karma or yeah, young age karma. Like anything bad happens to you, you don't want to take the responsibility. You just want to distribute it to something else and get rid of it. So at least you have that peace of mind. So yeah, I've seen. I mean, I might have done it. I don't know. I can't remember, but everybody does that. So it's a thing. You were talking about energy, and I know we haven't talked about Patriji. I mean, you have worked with him and you've been with him. So, uh, tell us about your experience with Patriji.
Magical, miraculous, divine, beautiful. I would become a small child because I saw both a mother and a father in him. He was a epitome of compassion and kindness. I mean, every person will have their own different experience with him. Someone would see him as a different person. Someone would see him as a different person. But everyone would have this one same thing to say, that he's the most simple man who simplifies everything. Wherever he went, whatever he touched, it turned into gold.
Mm.
He might have been, he might have come out as a big failure for a lot of people because, he was not a very common man. He did not do common things. He was a very common person. Like you would call him, I'm a common man with a very uncommon vision. And that is why people, some people might have, he might have irked some people because, when you bring so much light, the demons get, the demons inside of you start getting irked. Okay. They would not like that because they're coming with so much light, they're coming with truth there. And he was very authentic. He did not think twice about speaking. What I saw, what I learned from him, in a crux of matter, is to be truthful always, to be honest, and to say what it is. Do not waste time or energy. When I'm saying this, I'm also reminding myself that sometimes I do not follow by what he said, and I would go into people pleasing, or I would want to say something politically correct, but he never did that. He always spoke his truth. He was always authentic. He would tell a person in on their face that you are a stupid person because you consume knowledge. You're a demon. You are a rakshas. And you would be like, oh my god, what just happened? Because he had no fear. He's like, what do I care? You might be a prime minister of some country. I don't care about it. The matter of the fact is that you're hurting Earth. You're harming Mother Earth. You're harming a living being. You're what kind of a person you are. So I mean, in this moment, I cannot explain or expand. Like I cannot. It is a very expansive thing that I felt with him. But what I can really say is that he never leaves you alone. He might not be present physically, but that does not mean he is not here. He is always here if you're calling him. Like how Dumbledore said, "Hell will be given to all those who deserve it and who ask for it in Hogwarts." In the last scene of Harry Potter, I think he is my real life Dumbledore, is what I would say. So,
Yeah, his beard looks like that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did had some characteristic like that, but surprisingly, he had never seen Harry Potter or read Harry Potter for that matter. So I went to him one day and told him that, you look like Dumbledore. Probably other people would have told him, but he was very surprised too. And then I had to tell him the whole concept of as to who Dumbledore is, how I came to be, whatever. It was fun being with him. He would turn himself into the age of the person he was interacting with, and that is the ability very few people have. If he was sitting with a 16-year-old, he'd be the youngest person in that room. Even if he was age wise the eldest, he would become the youngest person. He would even become like maybe lesser than a 16-year-old. And it was joy to watch him speak. It was a joy to be with him. He was so full of life. And yet you would sometimes, how you have fear of your parents when you're doing wrong, you had that fear from him also. What will he say? That, next time he'll give you a thappad only, and then you're like, okay, don't do something which will land you into trouble with him. So, he maintained that aura. And I think it's beautiful what we experienced with him. So, still experiencing, actually. Still experiencing.
It's beautiful to hear from people. I've never met him in person. So I came into meditation very recently, but we didn't have the blessing to meet him in person. But as you said, I have felt his presence. Even now, I feel it when I'm doing this session, when I'm talking to people like you who have been with him in person. I feel that energy. I feel that love and care and everything. So it
Yes.
is, and it is his vision, right? Empowering everyone. Like we are all here. Like I've not met him, but I'm here talking to you. So that empowerment is what he was
Correct.
aiming at. He was empowering everyone. It
Yeah.
was not just him teaching meditation to everyone. He was telling, if you know A, B, C, D, A, you teach A.
Yeah.
Forget about B. Like when
Yes.
you learn B, teach B. So
Correct.
that is what we are all aiming at.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wonderful way, like the memories and the experiences you shared. Being his birthday tomorrow, it is beautiful to hear about him.
Yes.
I have few more questions before we wind up. I read in your profile that you are a mindset rewiring coach.
Yes.
So how do you do that? Like, so somebody who's like, we all have so much of
Yes.
baggages we come with, right? So how do
Hmm.
you redirect?
I'll tell you, people who come out as speakers, as motivational speakers, as healers or something, they have had their shares of hardships, their shares of, and I'm not saying that my hardships are bigger than someone else's. No. What I'm trying to say is that we chose a different set of lifestyle for us to be able to enable people who would maybe resonate with the same kind of experiences and feel motivated through that. I saw that even as a child, when I was growing up, I would talk to my friends, I would talk to my people in my family who were, I don't know, maybe I was like, I am a 10-year-old child or a 15-year-old girl, and I'm talking to someone who's already 30 or in their 40s, and I'm giving them solutions, or I'm, telling them something, and they're just looking at my face that, she's so tiny, she's like little this chotu bacha, and she's sharing something that brings a positive impact. Um, I'm not again, मैं मुंह में मिट्टू नहीं बन रही हूँ, मैं सिर्फ एक्सपीरियंस के तौर पे शेयर कर रही हूँ, because what I feel is all of us here are here to teach something, and as I'm speaking, I'm also learning a lot from you. And learning doesn't always happens through words. It is also in vibration. It is also in energy that we learn from each other. That is where we call it energy imprints. So the mindset rewiring is nothing but to be able to mold the other person into thinking something from a different perspective, in a better way, in a positive manner, in a manner where they do not downgrade or doubt themselves, where they have power enough within them, where they know that again, they do not need a Radhika to pull them up.
Mm.
I'm only here as an enabler. So that is where I come in. I just tell them, okay, you are this, you can do this, you have the ability to do it, and you can, go up. And the
Mm.
first thing for me as a mindset rewiring coach is, there is no competition in my life. Some people would put it as, that I am my biggest competition. I am the only person who I need to compete with or whatever. But the whole story is that I am not even in competition with myself. There is no word like competition at all. That is, we are all here with a purpose, and we have to do that purpose, and we keep doing that purpose as we go ahead. Just a moment. So the only thing is that mindset is everything. If you have a mindset, only then you can be a meditator. If you have a mindset, then you can think about manifestation. If you have a mindset, then you can continue to live a life that you want to live by choice, and not by, not something that has been forced upon you, or just blaming everything on destiny, or my destiny is like this, or my fate is like that. So that is where I that is what I do.
Wonderful. Yeah. So to wrap up the session, like, what do you want to tell somebody who's starting their spiritual journey or who has been doing it? But if you want to give a message, what would that be to newcomers and to experienced masters?
Just enjoy the journey. Stop analyzing everything and everything. Stop thinking the other person is your competition. Stop running behind things, situation, people, success. Everything will happen, and everything will come to you. When you believe in yourself, when you love yourself enough, everything begins to happen with ease, with just try to breathe and try to breathe. And the only thing that I want to tell everyone is, do not at any cost stop meditating. Meditate every day for whatever time you can, because when you're meditating, you are at your highest state, and you will always do right by yourself. And when you do right by yourself, you can do right by the other person. So that's all I want to say today. And also a very happy birthday to sir. Just a lot of enjoyment, lot of love, lot of compassion, lot of happiness to we should be happy, we should always smile, even in the most weird situations, in the most saddest moments. We should be able to smile, and we should be able to move from one situation to the other easily, no matter how much time it takes. It's okay. And as sir would say, there is no hurry, there is no worry. There is always next janam to do whatever you couldn't do in this janam. So just relax and keep going. That's it. This is sir, not you. This is like a message from sir. He would say that always.
It's wonderful, wonderful to hear that, and it was wonderful talking to you. I mean, I don't know. You are such a wide spectrum of practices and experiences. It was beautiful just to connect at least to some of it and talk to you, and I could feel that energy, feel that happiness you have, feel the joy. It was beautiful talking to you.
I
And
am very, very glad that I got to meet you today, and thank you for asking such beautiful questions that I was able to explain myself a little bit, because you asked those questions, and I could speak about Sir and PSSM with so much passion and with so much happiness today, because the questions that you asked. So thank you so much.
yeah, so this is a collaborative effort, ma'am, like a lot of teams like across the world helping to support this platform, like just like how we have pyramids in India. We are having a new pyramid coming up in Dallas. The Omega Pyramid, we are all looking forward to it. It's easier for us, right? With people in US, it is very difficult to go to India to be in a pyramid environment. So we are very happy. So the Omega team is helping us run this platform, this program, and we have organizations from India like Shambhala Solutions, IFSS, and Beam from Germany, and PSSM UK, Breath Universe Australia. Everyone is pulling together to bring all these wonderful masters like you to everyone. So thank you so much for joining us. And if anybody in the, I was just asking all the questions, so I just want to give an opportunity to those who have joined us today. If any questions, please raise your hands or type it in chat, whatever is comfortable.
Yeah, even if you want to share your experience, please do that. I would love to hear from people here.
Yeah. Anybody wants to come on video and talk?
I do see Leela here. Hi, Leela. Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, hi ma'am, how are you?
We are always awesome. We are always, all pyramid masters are always awesome and super.
She's so amazing. I was changed a lot after visited pyramid meditation class last month. It was amazing session.
Great.
I
So
would
you have
thank
to
to
now continue doing it. So I'm
every day
happy
I'm
for
doing,
you.
ma'am. Every day I'm doing. That's what just Anusha shared me the link and I joined immediately to
Beautiful.
meet and listen to you.
Beautiful.
I'm seeing lots of changes in me. I'm meditating every day 1 hour.
That's
Thank you
that's
so much.
amazing.
Thank you so much for this wonderful experience.
Thank you for sharing, Leela. Thanks a bunch.
Mhm.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ma'am. Thank
it is not easy to sit for 1 hour, right? So it is, yeah,
you.
it is a process. It is a process to reach that stage. So being
Yes,
consistent is the key.
Correct.
thank you. Initially, I start like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like that. Every day, I'm increasing every 5 or 10 minutes. So now I'm reached 1 hour. Every day I'm doing.
Beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
I
Leela.
don't see any questions in the chat.
I
I think I
don't
asked
see.
too many questions.
I think you asked everything. People like, okay, now we are bored. She can go. We know everything about her. We don't want to hear anymore. It's done. Done and dusted. Bye.
It was very unique. I mean, I'm reading many words for the first time, and I was like, wow, how can somebody do all these things?
Those
It
are all
was very,
words. So very fancy words. But yes, I do. I do all of that. Yes, I do all of that as well.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, it is not possible to write, right, without you being doing it. So I missed asking you, like you said, you are a poet. Have you published any of your work?
I haven't published anything, but I do have a lot of things written on Instagram. So I'm like a
Oh,
unpublished poet. And I
okay.
do not know if I'll publish or not publish, but it's just that whenever the idea again, as I said, if even one person can see through that, it's good for me. So,
Yeah, definitely going to check out Insta for that.
so I've like, yeah, I mean, yes, we shall connect personally over that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for
Thank you.
joining us today. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
it is Patriji's birthday, so would like to end wishing him a happy birthday and wishing all of us a lot of expansion and joy, happiness, everything in
Yes, yes.
all our life.
I mean, I do not know if, like, I mean, he is always in a celebration mode. Now he's
Yeah.
already celebrating that. I think every day he's, chilling with all the PSSM masters who have vacated the body, and they're just chilling up there and seeing how we are, and they're laughing at us. So he's kind of like,
Really?
oh, look at them, what they're doing. I mean, of course, I'm joking, but I'm, to be able to be this joyful. It's not that I don't feel the pain of him not being here in physical body, but I think him passing also helped me. I actually uh, I actually had to say bye to my mother last year because she vacated her body because of cancer, and I think I was able to take it in my stead because of sir, and because a lot of other PSSM master who went before him, to be able to be sitting here and talking about it with a very joyful note, because the only thing that you realize, and it's the biggest birthday message for him, and if I've learned anything from him, if you feel like crying, do cry, but do not grieve on a person who's vacated the body, because they've not really left. It's just that they have chose to pass on from that particular body to do the higher work, to do something bigger than that what they have been doing here in this human form. Their purpose here was over, but also they continue to be your guiding light, a shining light, and you can always connect to them in meditation or otherwise also. So I think that is the biggest thing that I want to say. So if you feel ever that he's not here, please think over, because he's always here with us, and you can always connect to him, you can always talk to him, and you can give your birthday wishes to him on your own. So happy birthday, sir, because we know you're here right now, also in this moment, and he's listening to all that we're sharing. So yeah,
Yeah, I have a picture of him up here and he's looking down at
wow.
me when I'm talking. Yeah, so definitely he's seeing what we are doing here.
Yes, yes, he's listening, he's having fun, and we are having fun with him. That's all we're doing. So we're all connected.
Yeah, it was so much fun talking to you, and thank you once again.
Thank
Thank you
you.
everyone who attended us today. It was a wonderful session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. And see you all next week with another
Yes.
beautiful. Oh, I see one message on. I feel unlucky sometimes that we didn't meet in physical form. Yeah.
I think the new meditators are pretty lucky because new meditators are getting more messages from Sir than the old meditators. Some random person will call and say, I've just joined meditation 6 months ago, but a bearded man came into my dream, and he said I have to meditate, and then I came through PSSM, and then I got to see Patriji, and then I realized it was the same man who came in. Imagine these are the kind of experiences people are having. That is why I'm saying he's not gone anywhere. He's right here. The only thing, again, we have to be very mindful of the kind of words we choose for ourselves. If you call yourself unlucky, then you cease to be a pyramid master a little, because a pyramid master will never call themselves unlucky. If you are in this family, if you're in this fraternity, please know you're a pyramid master, that you're a PSSM family, and you are not lucky. Unlucky, you're the luckiest person because you have such a big family who are here to hold space for you. And if you ever feel you haven't met Sir enough, please go on YouTube, find any of his videos, and if you'll feel that he's sitting right in front of you and talking to you. And trust me, you will click the right video, the exact message that you need to get. It will just appear. You think and it will appear. So I mean, you're not unlucky is all I need to say. And thank you for being vocal and asking your question, Sunita.
Thank you, Sunita ji. Thank you, ma'am, once again. And
Thank
see you
you.
all next week. Yeah.
Yes, we will hopefully we'll meet again very very soon, and thank you for having me here. Thank you to Sharma for always asking me if there's a session. He will always come and ask me, can you take a session? He's the most prominent on texting and messaging. Thank you everyone who held space for me. Thank you all of you for being here today. And yes, bye bye.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
So much, ma'am.